King Medic, turn me up.
conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. I got the one, the only Mind of Jamal on Double Barrel J's Wednesdays. How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
What kind of forever? What's going on, Jermain? What's going on, Jermain?
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good being back. Let me tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share, all right? We gonna definitely need your help, all right? Make sure you guys let us know about our voice as well, the sound of the mic. I want to make sure that you guys are getting a clear voice, all right? Absolutely. I'm ready to flame. I've been sitting back. I looked at today's lineup, and let me tell you, it is fire! Ladies and gentlemen, you better go get something to drink. I'm telling you, it's fire. It's absolutely fire. Here in Minnesota, it's been rainy, and it's been filled with mosquitoes. Let me tell you, the mosquitoes been eating me up. But besides that, a brother been cool, chilling. I'm in the studio, sipping and you know, feeling good. Let me tell you, I'm ready to go. How about yourself, sir?
I'm ready to fly.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys please help us out, all right? You guys see what the deal is right now? You see how crazy the world is, right? I know you do. Yeah, they don't want the truth being out there. You see how they're trying to hide everything, right? Yeah, the elite right now, they're running scared. This Epstein stuff, let me tell you, the wars, Israel. This Israel stuff is going crazy right now, brother. There's a lot of folks out there who are absolutely mad at Israel, and it's coming from both sides. So, the world is crazy right now. So we want to make sure we get a good handle on it, and speak about what's real. So make sure you do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. All right. There's a lot of folks out there still putting out that Q stuff. And we've been through that Q stuff, that Q war. Disinformation war. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, remember the military tribunal crap? Yeah, I know you do. You're going to be, Jermain, there's going to be military tribunals and the white hats. You see, they got lightsabers. And, as soon as President Trump wins, they're going to come down through a spaceship with lightsabers, and they're going to slice everybody up. Jermain, you don't understand. Jermain, you just, yeah, that's the type of stuff they were saying. So,
and they still saying it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure folks understand. Ain't no Q stuff. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Diggy L77. Says, get that mosquito repellent. Let's flame Shady Bunch $5 challenge and share. Absolutely. That was fire. Shout out to Diggy L777 on Rumble for starting the $5 challenge. $5. Help us out, ladies and gentlemen. Jamal knows that there's something coming that's very good. He knows it, right? It's something that folks can see on their hand and on their device. Ain't that right, Jamal?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Something good is coming. So just stick with us. Stick with it. It's coming. You see how I'm smiling, right? Yeah, it's coming. Probably in the next month. Yeah, it's going to be real nice. Absolutely. So hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Brother, I'm ready to fly. How about yourself, sir? Are you ready?
I smell grilled liberals.
Yeah. We grilling liberals on a fire. I got a nice little bonfire set up in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? I roast the marshmallows and then I'll put the liberal names on there. Yeah, absolutely. There's one for Hillary Clinton. There's one for Obama. I'm roasting them. And Obama, he getting really black. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know how Hillary Clinton want to be black, too? Yeah, I roast her right on that fire. She'd be darker than me, boy. I ain't lying. Let's go ahead and rock. First one up here, ladies and gentlemen. First one up. You guys know we like to speak about social issues. You better believe it. With everything that's going on in the world, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get a handle on our social issues, because those social issues, a lot of the times, is what divides us and corrupts our society. I want folks to understand that. All right? So that's why we speak about these social issues. And one of the most important social issues right now, ladies and gentlemen, gosh darn it, got to deal with child care, baby mama. You better believe it. Everybody and their mama's mama got a baby mama. I don't make this stuff up. I don't. And if we want a good populace, we want a good society, let me tell you, we got to bring back families, right? So how do we do that? We speak about these issues that are plaguing everybody, right? Especially in the gender war issue. Let me go ahead and show you guys this first video here, and this deals with a lot of times having a baby mama. This young lady here tells you the reason why a lot of the times children growing up in the baby mama household don't get to see their daddy. Oh yeah, it's a big issue. Big issue. Men out there have been told that they're deadbeats just for merely saying, you know what, I don't want to do that. Well, you're a deadbeat. I can't believe you don't want to give Timmy this spaceship. John, you're a deadbeat. You're a deadbeat. You know what I'm talking about, men. Men know what I'm talking about. And if ladies were to be, quite honest, they would, know what we're talking about as well. Maybe some of them have, acted in that manner, or, they know a friend.
He can't see. He ain't with
you get one
me.
like that? Yeah,
He
they
ain't
know a
gonna see
friend. Yeah, we'll say a friend. Ain't that right, ladies? Absolutely. Let me go ahead and run this one and come back. We shall discuss it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Tell your daughter, your son, they were born because you was trying to be vindictive and evil and nasty to your baby daddy.
Here we go!
You wasn't born out of love. You wasn't born because me and your dad wanted you. You were born because you were a meal ticket and your daddy had money. Tell your kid how every time you turn around, you are pulling him or her away from their daddy because you're mad at him because he don't want to do something that you want him to do.
Let him cook.
Tell your kid how they didn't get the quality time or the full daddy effect because you were so upset that this man didn't want you or this man is dating somebody else.
Let him cook.
Tell your kid how you are the reason why they don't have the relationship that they should have with their dad.
I said let him cook.
Cause y'all sit and y'all do this stuff and y'all pull all these little games and play all these little games, and then y'all sit and try to act like y'all don't understand, y'all don't know why your kid don't have a relationship that they would want to have with the dad.
Basically.
Bow. First one up.
Truth.
Bow.
True.
So, brother, we have this dynamic that is going on in our country, right? And I'm sure that it happens all around the world, but in this country it's almost like it's magnified. This situation here where the children are growing up, a lot of the times they don't get that quality time with both parents. They usually get it with one, and it seems like it's by design. What do you think about what she is saying here? She's saying that a lot of times it's the mother's, jealousy, the mother anger, the bitterness of the relationship being broken up is the reason why children suffer when it comes to, this family dynamic. What do you think?
Well, that's true, Jermain, especially in the black community. So many people know that's why the black community has the highest single parent home, the highest born out of wedlock. It's because we don't have in our community the respect for family. We don't have the respect for marriage like we do. All this crap that's been coming about because of baby mamas. How many men been shot because of a baby mama? How many men been robbed because of a baby mama? So what she's saying is truthful, and to a lot of white people, they look at her like this is something they know.
Yep.
To an Asian woman, this is something they know. To a Latina sometimes, but they know. But for black folk, we have accepted that out of wedlock birth
Yep.
is the way of life. Instead of saying it's wrong, yes, we doing it at these numbers, but it still don't make it right. But you won't hear that, because if you say that, you hurting somebody's feelings, and for many, they hurting their children feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. A lot of them, they're hurting their children's feelings, and they don't understand that at all. They just absolutely don't. One thing I can tell you with this situation, and before I speak on it, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to JWL 1980. Says, I got 5 out. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and give you the customaries, brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, this issue here really stems from what I call the baby mama epidemic, really. You know, if you get married, if you're in a committed relationship, but I want to say marriage, because even in a committed relationship, you could go ahead and run off. That marriage, that commitment to God, that paper puts you in a different category. All right, and I don't care, you know, whatever anybody says about spiritual marriage, all sorts of stuff like that. I don't care. We speaking about regular marriage here. All right,
you need that paper.
Puts you into a different category. All right, so you're held legally, and you're held spiritually. All right, and with that commitment comes responsibility, and a lot of folks adhere to that commitment and responsibility. They step up to it, so they don't get to deal with this type of BS. And I want folks to understand that this is more of a baby mama type of problem, where you go ahead and you have a baby with a woman that you're not going to get married to. Remember, gentlemen, I said, anytime you make a woman a baby mama, I don't care if she even told you she wanted a baby, she going to hate you if you don't marry her.
Evil.
Remember, I told you, I don't make this stuff up. The ladies, they may not tell you like that, but I'm going to tell you like that. You go ahead and you make a woman a baby mama, she forever going to hate you. She is. She's forever going to hate you, because anytime you go ahead and run off and you go out and start a new family, you go get a new girlfriend, anything, you bring even another female around the children, she gonna start barking. You know, some women are like doggies. You know, they smell really good. You were around another bitch, weren't you? Yeah, you think I'm playing? Men know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I smell that bitch of shit all over you. That's the way women are. Yeah, you see how he put his head down? That's the way they are. Yeah, so when you bring another woman around your children, she's like a dog. Yeah, that bitch was around here, wasn't she? Right? She barking at you. And that barking sometimes become a big bite. And a lot of folks don't want to deal with that big bite. And that big bite comes with, hey, you can't see the children, this, that, and the third. Yep. She making you jump through hoops like you're a show dog at the fair. You get what I'm saying? A show dog at the fair, you're jumping through hoops just to do it. And that's what they'll do. And I want the gentlemen to understand that's who they are. Yeah, so I know it ain't right? Just like a dog who barks when he's hungry or she's hungry. Let me tell you, that's who they are. You just have to deal with it. Brother, last words on this.
You know what? The best thing to do to avoid from having a baby mama is to get married.
Yup.
If you can't lock her up, don't knock her up. And until you put a ring on the finger and you're married, put on and wear a condom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to deal with a woman. She's gonna be evil. She's gonna be mad, and she's gonna do what destroy you. And she's gonna call the police.
Mm-hmm.
They love to call the police.
They love it. That's why guys should stop complaining about what they're doing. That's who they are. Yeah, and they'll talk bad about you online too. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
don't
what they do.
dateamgirl.com.
We don't do it right. Because if guys were to do it, we would say, yeah, she got some bad cat. We be online say, yeah, she got some bad cat, man. Yeah, that cat is real awful, right? Yeah, you be speaking about her cat. You be speaking about the way she dresses. You be speaking about her food, right? Yeah, that food last night put me under. Yeah, boy, my stomach was bubbling for 10 hours. You be speaking like that, right? Yeah, but guys don't do that. Females, on the other hand, they'll do that. Yeah, and it'll be over an emotional issue. So I want the gentlemen to understand that's who they are. Yeah, so to combat that type of stuff, do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? When you do the right thing, you ain't got to deal with stuff like that. You got to deal with some other stuff. You know? Yeah. Yeah, that other stuff is a little bit more easier. You know, you still got to deal with stuff, but, you know, it's a little bit more easier. All right? Yeah, so let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out. All right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give a shout out. J9000 gifted 1 subscription to Conservative Nation. Shout out to you. And shout out to Kel Bella 823 said donated 10, says love me some double J's. And let me tell you, y'all are absolutely fire. I want to go ahead and give you guys a shout out. Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go ahead and speak to you about another issue. Everybody and their mama's mom have been sending me this because they know I speak about, you know, these type of issues, speak about men's rights, speak about the baby mama epidemic. And let me tell you something, this one is real nasty. Gentlemen out there, hold on to your loins. Yeah, hold on to them. This is another reason why you have to do the right thing in life. Jamal, men got to start doing right as well. You get what I'm saying? They have to do right because you will get punished if you don't. That's why we're on a mission to tell men to do the right thing, right? No more baby mamas. Yeah, baby mama empowers the liberal feminists and makes it go down. Bring the family down.
Nation.
I want to go ahead and show you guys this. A woman out of New Jersey arrested for putting 3 men on child support. Yeah, 3 men for the same baby in different states. She was finessing. Yeah. She was finessing. Men out there, yeah. There's some women who figured out the game. Guys, darn it. You know, if I don't know who got me pregnant, I'ma just name Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I'm saying? The Tom, Dick, and Harry. I bet you Tom, Dick, and Harry got plenty of children out there. Let me go ahead and run this. When it come back, we shall discuss it. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go.
Let me tell you something. This woman was just arrested for putting 3 men on child support for the same goddamn child. Backstory. Check this shit out. Now this woman, Alyssa Radford, from New Jersey, was dating 3 different men at the same damn time. That's when she got pregnant from one of them, but she didn't know which one of the men was the real father. So during her pregnancy, she fooled all three men by making them believe she was pregnant by them. Now, two of the men lived in the same state as her, which was New Jersey. One of the men lived in Minnesota. So allegedly, one of the men moved to Maryland before the baby was born. So when the baby dropped, Alyssa put all three of them goddamn men on child support in three different states. And somehow there was a glitch in the child support system, and somehow they granted this woman child support without picking it up. Now Alyssa Radford cashed out this situation. Over the past 6 years, she done collected over $3,200 a month. That's damn near 50 grand in a year that she was collecting in goddamn child support. So out of nowhere, Donna, President Trump signed new policies in different goddamn states, and child support audits took place with income tax credits being under review. And that's exactly how the system flagged Alyssa. And once they flagged her, they pulled her child support file, found out it was three different goddamn men, and that's when they issued a warrant for child support fraud against the goddamn scamming ass woman. She was arrested, arraigned, and released from home. But when they finish with her, she gonna have so much back pay in the goddamn real and so many court fines and court costs. She gonna end up over $1 million, maybe even two in the hole for 6 years at $3,200 a month. Plus goddamn food stamps. She was getting off. And probably face fair time for fraud in the system out of their goddamn coins. Now you probably wonder how she pulled this off. Alyssa Radford wasn't no dummy. She was smart. She knew them ninjas that she was dealing with ain't want no goddamn kids from her. So she manipulated them with the system. And they paid the child support because they didn't want to be in them goddamn kids' life in the first place. Now somebody at them three different courthouses going to jail with her because the first baby daddy that paid child support should have popped up when they were running the goddamn new baby daddies in the system. But I'm going to tell you one good goddamn thing. When they release Alyssa goddamn Radford from jail, she need to get a whole American Greed series on Netflix. She need to teach a child support master.
Stop it here. So there you go. I'm not going to play any more, but you get the drift. And I looked up this, child support fraud, and she's not the first one to do this. Yeah, I thought she was. I would think it, she found a hole in the system and she was the first one to do this. No, apparently this child support fraud been going on for a while. Jamal, it's been going on for a while. So this woman here, she didn't feel bad too. Gentlemen, you see what I'm talking about? You see how they don't feel bad? She didn't feel bad not one time when she was going on there writing down the guys' names on there. The child support a lot of the times is a hustle for irresponsible women. Brother, what do you say to this here? Three different men on child support, a woman making $3,200 a month, and she's laughing. What do you think?
You know what, Jermaine? Real quick, I believe you got somebody gave you some love and shout out over here, Mrs. Kelly Belly 823.
Kel Bella. Okay, let me go ahead and give her a shout out. I thought I might have already did. Yeah, I did. Kel Bella 823 says she loves some double J's. Shout out to her.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and give her the customer. I think I did, but I did again.
Okay, I didn't know whether or not you did, man. My bad.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Go ahead. So what you think about this here, brother?
You know what it goes to show you that men to the day of time, a pretty beautiful woman will make men do the dumbest things.
I'm telling you.
Say what you want. I've got to admit, Jermaine, this is a very, very no makeup jail picture. This is an attractive woman. And I cannot imagine when she get herself dolled up what she looks
with all them tattoos.
And she got this guys who begged and pleaded and was willing to do it because she targeted men whom she knew was willing to, and could afford it. She ain't stupid. But every paternity test should be mandated. You have to have a DNA test.
Absolutely. Every child in here in America.
Child should be, once a child is born, I don't care if they've been married, she in the church, and she float across the church.
Yup, and it's holding Jesus' hand.
You don't know if she fell for grace one time, and the time she fell for grace, that ain't your child.
Yup.
So they need to have it so in order to put his name on a birth certificate, must take child support. And if he ain't there when you having the baby, that shows you screwed up in the first place. I'm not talking about he at work, because somebody gonna write in the comment section, Jermain, what about if he at work? My daughter was born and I was in work. Okay, because you always get them idiotic.
Yeah, I know they do.
And say that.
I know they
do. But if he ain't with you anyway, and he ain't trying to be with you and marry you, then you on your own.
Yep.
And this woman was smart, diabolical. And she played the men she knew didn't want to be bothered with her, because she knew she was a jump off.
Yep.
She know. I bet you she one of them girls, Jermain, that when she was 15 through 20 something, she slept with a bunch of dudes.
Yep.
Tried to
said she was healing and did traveling, and
now nobody don't want them.
Yep, absolutely. Was hopping on the pogo stick. Let me tell you, I can tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, I don't make this type of stuff up. This woman here, she targeted these gentlemen. There's a lot of gentlemen out there. All right. A lot of them just want to screw. They don't want no commitment, and the ladies know this. They absolutely do. I've been dating Dick for 5 years, and he still ain't give me no ring. Shoot, he don't even call me his girlfriend. He said he loved me, and he giving me some exercises in the room, but gosh darn it, nothing's tangible. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of guys who are like that. And it's incumbent on the ladies to do their homework. Now, the reason why I speak about this baby mama epidemic is because it's so damaging. A lot of young women, they grow up in homes where they don't have a good role model, a mama who can show them how to be a wife. Jamal, if I'm trying to be a race car driver, who do I go to learn how to be a good race car driver? Do I go to a professional, or do I go to gosh darn Pookie down the street?
If you want to be a good race car driver, you go to a race car driver. If you want to be a hoe, you gonna learn it from your mama how to be a professional hoe.
Exactly. So if you want a wife, gentlemen, most of these women who are being born by a single mama, they don't know how to be wives. They know how to be single women.
Yep.
Yeah, you see that, gentlemen? Yeah. And yeah, I know I made some folks mad. Jermain, I came from a single mama. I became a wife. You learn how to become a wife, and you're learning on the job. Yeah, a lot of people learn on the job. Just like men, there's a whole bunch of men who don't know how to be husbands.
Nope, they make it up as they go along.
They know how to be professional F-boys. Yeah. Yeah, women out there, you know what I'm talking about, the professional F-boys. You know what I'm talking about? We just want to, have a good time. Hey, when them kids going to bed? Professional F-boys like baby mamas. Yeah, they absolutely. All they got to do is say, "Hey, I like to talk with you. When do your kids go to bed?" Absolutely. When do they go to bed? Because, after that time, I'm available. What, is that 10 o'clock? 11? Yeah, I could come over. I could bring my good friend Jack Daniels. Yeah, absolutely. Last words, brother, before we move on.
You know what? Like I said, Jermaine, what she did was diabolical, and she should have to go locked up and pay for it. And what this should start. Notice when something cruel happens to someone that's a woman, they immediately go out and pass laws to make sure this never happens again. The state that she's in should pass a law to make sure this never happens again. Every child born
absolutely
needs to have a DNA test on file for that child and prove who's the mother and father is.
Absolutely. There has to be a test out there, and there's some child support reforms that are coming right now. We'll probably speak about it next week. It'll be good for the gentlemen. It'll be good for the families. Let me tell you. And the liberals are saying it's a war on baby mamas. And gosh darn it, if it's a war, gosh darn it, we're going to win that war. Let me tell you, we want children to be raised in a good family instead of just, being raised because, you were just trying to get a guy and that guy decided, he didn't want to be with you and bingo, bango, you got a baby. What kind of, life is that? I want folks to understand how damaging that is to the mother and the child to have a situation like that. And a lot of kids are growing up like that. They are. They're growing up in situations that are not good. We want them to grow up in 2-parent households, nuclear families where they are loved. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I do this. I want to make sure that they are growing up well. And when they're growing up well, we have a better society and a better country. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to speak to you about what I call hell on earth. Oh, yeah. There's a video out right now. Oh, yeah. It is doing numbers. It's doing. And I want you guys to see it. Absolutely. And this is what I call the dysfunction of America. It is right here. I want you to see it. Here we go. Make sure you share. Yeah, look at that. The depravity of America.
Hold on. Stay right there. Don't move.
I want to play that one more time. The depravity of America. Depraved behavior. Sexual deviances.
Stay right there. Hold on. Stay right there. Don't move.
Bow. So, brother, my goodness gracious, you're seeing that. Now, this is, it was an event. I just don't understand how folks can see this as entertaining. I think this was nasty, depraved. They call it sexual deviancy in clinical terms. Brother, what do you think about this? How did we get here to this place in America where this type of behavior is applauded and want to be videotaped? People are cheering and everything.
You know what, Jermaine? I'm sitting up here looking at this crap, and this is what's so wrong about it. We have become an over-sexualized, under-morality nation.
Mm-hmm.
We allow people to sit here and tell these young people It don't matter. Live your life. It don't matter. Live your life. And now this is the product. This is the product. This is the product of single mothers. This is the product of single mothers. When a man raises a child, he's a single father. The chances of this happen is 0.001. That's how a chance it's not gonna happen. That's one. They sitting up there on top of a fence.
Yeah,
like it's a peep show. I'm hoping, Jermain, please forgive me. I was hoping the fence fall.
Yeah, I was
hoping
thinking about it.
And just fall back, because that's a shame. And too many in our community has accepted that as the normal, and me and you are abnormal.
Yep, we're abnormal. Mm-hmm.
So start pushing it. Start doing a little tax incentive for all married couples. You get extra $2,000 back. Boom. Then you start focusing on getting people, Americans, back into a lot of these factories, these farms, work to fix things. This is, and you just brought it up, it's just disgusting. Mm-hmm. All of them laughing. All of them want it.
Look at them
all
jumping.
Of the people wanted this, and that's a problem.
Yeah. And you can see them, they're sitting there jumping. The people are jumping, holding the phones, applauding this type of depraved behavior. And this is the type of folks, ladies and gentlemen, who are voting for the Democrat Party.
It.
Yeah, they're Obama-nites. They're Clinton-nites. These are the people who are making babies out of wedlock. Okay?
Yep.
And causing our system to, crumble in a sense. And I want folks to understand that. This type of behavior, ladies and gentlemen, does nothing for our society except damage it. I want folks to understand. You can see how they're practicing sex moves on the fence there. Let me tell you something. That over-sexualization will transfer to the bedroom, and pretty soon you'll get women who are damaged, babies who are born, and men who are running. That's what it causes. And I'm so disappointed in a sense that we have so many folks who are excited about this behavior. Oh my God, look at that. Man, did you see that hump? I mean, my goodness gracious. What the heck are you sitting there, cheering and applauding these folks for? I just don't understand. But it's the world. Last word, sir.
Well, the reason why they cheering them because they ain't got no daggone standards themselves.
Absolutely.
If they ain't got no standards, they want to see other people do things with no standards. This is cut and dry, can be dealt with, and it has to start with the community. Because now the Hispanic community is doing it because they look Hispanic. So these probably Hispanic girls.
Yep.
And a boy. Then Asians are doing it. We are not going to be happy. White liberals are not going to be happy to the point that they destroy America and its morals, and people stand and people, start going elsewhere. Look at this. All these people there with the phones just watching it, like what she and him did was special.
Yeah.
Somebody should shake the fence.
Thing. I'm telling you, absolutely crazy. But that seems to be what our world is right now.
Yes, it is.
The fastest way to destroy a nation, you get rid of the fathers out of the home. You got the baby mama epidemic, and then you start instituting these liberal policies and entitlements. It's a quick way to destroy a good nation. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do. Make sure you share. Please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Next one up. Man, I'm telling you. I got another one. Black folks going to be upset and angry. There's a whole bunch of black folks who follow this man. Yeah, they absolutely do. We've been speaking about this man for a while on this show. And let me tell you something. I'm kind of glad that this is happening. I, as women would say, I love this for him. I certainly do. You know, Dr. Umar Johnson. You know, snow bunnies never, black queens forever. I believe that's the phrase, right? He's not for interracial marriages. He's for black everything. Let me tell you, even his teeth. You know, black everything. Well, this man has been exposed by his ex-girlfriend. You know, his ex-girlfriend came out, said that he was mismanaging the money, said that he's not taking care of his mother correctly. She's living in filth. Oh, yeah. Said that he's not really about that Pan-Africanism. Said that she believes he's on drugs because every time he comes in the room, he's going... Yeah, he's sniffing, you know. I don't know, you know. But some people like to sniff like that, you know, apparently. You know, she's saying a lot of stuff. And right now, Dr. Umar, ladies and gentlemen, he's on the ropes. Yeah, he's on the ropes, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to do damage control. And I want you guys to see what he is saying, okay? Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the man who says that you must respect black women, right? He has 3 baby mamas, 3 babies. All right, yeah, you must. It's crazy. You must respect black women. Here we go. Make sure you share. Remember, he doesn't like white folks. He's for reparations. He's for everything. Everything that is good in Satan's kingdom, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Take a look.
Siobhan Stone, Lene Stacks, Throat Goat, Hood Rat, Lene Stacks. Siobhan Stone, Lene Stacks, Throat Goat, Hood Rat, Jump Off, Fishy Coochie, the queen of Fishy Coochie. I believe she may have taken information regarding the bank account of FDMG and my personal. I discussed this with the attorneys. The attorneys told me that it would be in my advantage if Siobhan Stone, Throat Goat, or Pastor Bussy tries to access my personal account or the school's account, because that is a federal crime. I saw her privately 3 times inside of the same Philadelphia hotel after hours for no more than 2 or 3 hours. This young lady told me that she would not mind coming to care for my mother. I assured her that I would pay her, and I did pay her. And this is going to be important when I bring up the attorney in a minute, because I consulted with an attorney in Kansas City who told me that if I can prove that I paid her to care for my mother, then she can be charged with HIPAA violations for discussing my mother's personal, sensitive medical information without permission. 3 Throat Goat sessions turned into a 2.5-year relationship with marriage, love, masturbation. Talking about I ate out your fish tank. You have an aquarium down there. She has an aquarium down there with every creature in the ocean. She got squid, she got clams between her legs, she got oysters, she got shrimps between her legs, she got salmon, whiting, tilapia, you name it, she got it. Squid, octopus, every funky creature is between them legs, brothers and sisters. She needs a yoni steam, a yoni dream, and a yoni clean.
Bow. So, man. Man, I could tell you that's an ouch. So the woman is going on live. She's going on different platforms. You know, whoo. She says a lot, you know, and if we were to sit here and speak about the stuff she's saying, we'd be here all day. But the stuff she's saying is so damaging that this guy is jumping up right now to do some damage control. All right? He's calling this woman nasty. He's called her a throat goat. I'm not gonna go into that description, but you can use, you know, your imagination there. You know, he speaks about her, you know, her vagina being like an aquarium and all sorts of stuff. Even though he been there about 4 or 5 times, brother, what do you say about, you know, this, you know, epic, you know, situation he's in? Can anybody trust them with their children for a school that never transpired?
Now we know what Dr. Umar Johnson was doing with the church's money.
Oh, you know.
Oh, we know what he was doing. Because he don't want no snow bunnies. He don't want a snow bunny. He want a jungle bunny.
Yeah.
And come to find out he mistreating the jungle bunnies.
Yeah.
Back in the days before Kevin Samuels passed, Kevin Samuels called Dr. Umar Big Papa and say that's what he talks is empowering women and trying to force men to be back either alone or in that rut like we just just got out of. Dr. Umar Johnson says the controversial things. I don't believe in interracial marriages. And there's some Klansmen behind him like, ching.
Mm-hmm.
Then they sit there and they talk about what else he say? He said something about only being 3 wars. It's just Dr. Umar Johnson is one of those people that got a college education and using it to make others people feel stupid.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
That's what he does. He wants to be a black activist and lie.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely correct, Jamal. He knows that a lot of black folks don't have degrees. So every time he speaks, he says, "You know, I'm a psychologist. I have a such and such degree." Imagine if every time we spoke, Jamal, I started referring to my degrees, right? Yeah, I got a bachelor's degree in this and a master's degree in that, right? Imagine if every time I spoke like that, I had to bring up my degrees. I would think that there's something wrong with me and I'm trying to finesse. You get what I'm saying? I don't need to bring up my degrees when I speak. A lot of times, the longer you speak to a person, you can understand their education level and if what they're saying is true, correct, or not. But apparently, you know, this doesn't jive with Dr. Umar because he's not being genuine. You get what I'm saying? He's trying to finesse. He's trying to play so that he can put himself at a position of power. And I want folks to understand that. Dr. Umar, 3 baby mamas, 3 children. Woo! I want folks to understand. He claims about loving the black woman, taking care of the black woman, respecting the black woman, but he doesn't love them enough to marry them. He loved them enough to make them baby mamas. And when you speak to him about this type of situation, he will tell you that black women, because of slavery and all sorts of stuff that's going on, they're hard to deal with and they're not marriage minded. This is what he'll tell you. Regardless of that fact, he still has produced 3 broken households like that. I want folks to understand that. So bypassing that, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about a school that never transpired. Jamal, he's made over $1.6 million he brought into the school. The school never transpired. He bought a building in Delaware for $400,000, and that has been it. It's sitting there in ruins. No children, no teachers, no nothing. And he's able to go across the U.S. and do speaking events because people still believe that the school will open. And this has been over 11 and a half years, Jamal. When are people going to get the drift that it will never be open? Last words on this here, sir.
You know what, Jermain? This man has been swindling people for years. I'm sorry. That's what he does. And he appeases to the most bigoted, prejudiced part
there
of
you
Black
go.
America.
I love that you said that.
That's what he is. And he speaks to Black women because he always tell that lie because Black women are the ones that's going to give him money. When you go to a church, how many churches do you see that's majority women?
Oh my goodness!
And when that collection plate come around,
Black
they give
community
the most.
through the roof.
This man is a crook. This man, they know what he's done. They're going to continue to let him get away, and Black folk going to still defend him because he appeals to the prejudice of Black America. And everybody know Black women and Black men enemy is a beautiful, slim, fit white woman.
Yep. I'm telling you, your beautiful, slim white woman end up breaking everything up. Let me tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do shout. All right. People need to know about Dr. Umar. All right. He's the person who wants Black everything, Pan-Africanism. And this type of, ideology that he puts out is an easy way for him to grift bigoted Black and brown folks. And I want people to understand that. All right?
That's because
of, so-called, racism and all that other stuff that is out there. Instead of him to tell the truth about it, he's weaponizing it so that he can get power from it. This is what people like Al Sharpton do. They hate people like me and Jamal because we see past this. And if Black folks were to be honest, they would understand that most of the time, the people that gave them a break in life, a helping hand up, has been a person of white skin, Caucasian. Okay? Their first job was probably handed to them by a white person. I want folks to understand. So when it's like that, I don't understand how you can be racist. And me being born in the Black community, I've been called black everything. Train smoke, oil. I'm telling you, tar baby. Yeah. Nigga, guys, everything in the book. So how can I be sitting here discriminating against another race when, quote unquote, my own race treat me so bad? Just because I'm dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I have the outlook that I have. The first people to sit there and discriminate against me were people of my color.
Yes.
Yeah. It wasn't white folks. Sorry, Blackie. It was Blackie. Blackie is the one who did it. And me growing up and understanding that this is the way Black folks treat one another, right? Not all, but there's a high majority that do. You know,
Yep.
it changed your outlook in life. And you don't become so color conscious. You become good people conscious. You get what I'm saying? You're looking for good folks, no matter what color they are. And the only people that grift towards colorism and stuff like that are people who have some sort of, angst in their heart. Last words on this before we move on.
At the end of the day, it's about bigotry going forward and continues to be perpetuated. And it's going to continue to go forward long if they continue to allow it. The community has to stand up and say no.
Yep.
That's to have to stand up. If the community don't stand up and say no, it's going to continue to happen. The community has to. And you have to start holding the community responsible. We have to start holding the community responsible. We built this guy up. And now we have to tear it down.
Yep. Can't make that up. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. And if you can, throw some ducats in the bucket. Help us out, ladies and gentlemen. You see, folks over here are donating. Some people donate, the same amount of folks every show. Help us out. Help them out. We want to make sure we make this a very good community, ladies and gentlemen. We
Jermaine,
got
quick
platforming fee. We got a whole bunch of stuff that's rolling out. And trust me, I don't make this stuff up. In the next month, you guys are going to have a nice little present. So we're trying to do everything correct. And it takes time to do things correctly nowadays.
Jermaine.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. And I have to bring this up about Dr. Umar because you know what he teaches.
Yes, sir.
You remember that black guy who was using them a while back before him? That was his name, Derek Jackson.
Oh, yep.
Remember Mr. Jackson? Remember how Derek Jackson was telling what group of women? He won't tell any white women. He was telling one group of women. It seems that one group of women have to be constantly put upon a pedestal.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because the real world tells them the truth. And they can't handle it. That's why Dr. Umar can sit here and do what he does.
Yep.
That's why Derek Jackson did what he did, because it's one group of women that they appease to. That put them on that pedestal. It's not the brothers.
Nope. I can tell you it's the black women, and if you go ahead and you placate to them, you put them on a pedestal, they will buy up and eat up all your stuff. And the thing is, the black women, sometimes I believe they know it's a lie, but they just feel good about it, and they just want to go along with it, It's so damaging. That's why I tell men to be honest. There's men who want to placate because they want to get a female's cookies and admiration. You get what I'm saying? And there's guys who are genuine, who just want to have a honest dialogue and relationship. And those guys, the later guys that I just said, those folks end up being brushed off because of what they're saying. You get what I'm saying? They're bringing you the truth. They're being honest, down to earth. You don't want that. You want to be lied to. So this is the reason why we have this type of dynamic going on. And I just wish, it would change, but it will take some time. Moving forward here, and I want to go ahead here and show you guys this video. Everybody in their mama is playing this video. It comes out of Jacksonville. All right. This deals with a beating of a black man. All right. I'm telling you, I've been hit up by a lot of folks when it first came out. The very first video, which was cut, right? It wasn't the full video. So this video that was cut, that was first put out, had a lot of people in an outrage. Okay, it didn't have me in an outrage because I know the way most Negroes behave. And when the full video came out, I was like, yeah, I was right. I want you guys to take a look at this here, all right? Jacksonville sheriff, and he deserves to be applauded, the sheriff down there, for standing up for his officers and for him doing the right thing here. It is speaking about this, and it's also catching a lot of hell. I want you guys to take a look at this when it come back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Now to the traffic stop that's gone viral and why the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says it's opened an investigation. The video shows deputies beating and punching William McNeil Jr., who says it happened back in February, but he's releasing the video now. Here's a portion of it.
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. No, don't.
Well, we don't know what happened before the camera started recording, but civil rights attorneys Harry Daniels and Ben Crump are now representing McNeil. In a statement, they said it should be obvious to anyone watching this video that William McNeil wasn't a threat to anyone. He was calmly exercising his constitutional rights, and they beat him for it. Rena Roy joins us now. She's covering the story for us and the release of this video. All right, sort of take us through, Rena, what we just saw.
Yeah, well, Kira, the video is difficult to watch, and it seems to pick up shortly after William McNeil Jr. was pulled over by cops. Now, remember, this was back in February, and at first you hear him asking why he was pulled over, and they say he didn't have his headlights on, and he says there's no rain. A sheriff's deputy responds it doesn't matter. That's when McNeil is asked to show his hands, which he does. He's also asked to get out of the car, so he asks to speak with his supervisor. That sheriff's deputy then breaks his window. You actually see the glass shatter onto McNeil, then the sheriff's deputy punches him. He's pulled out of the car, pushed to the ground, and we see multiple officers beating him as he's placed under arrest, Kira.
Have we heard from McNeil, Rena? Was he charged with anything?
Well, court records, Kira, show that McNeil is facing a slew of charges, and I'll just read through them here. The first is resisting arrest without violence to his or her person. He's also charged with possessing not more than 20 grams of marijuana, driving while his license was suspended, not wearing a seatbelt, and no headlights in the rain. And he was sentenced to and served 2 days in jail. We haven't heard from McNeil himself, but his attorneys are saying that they are disgusted, but that they're not surprised. They argue that McNeil was calmly exercising his constitutional rights, and they beat him for it.
Well, what is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office saying, and what do we know about these officers that were involved? There were a number there on the scene.
Yeah, definitely a number of them there, Akira. Well, as you pointed out, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, they have opened an internal investigation into this incident, and they sent us a statement saying, quote, "We hold our officers to the highest standards and are committed to thoroughly determining exactly what occurred." Now, when it comes to the officers that were involved, we really don't know a lot at this point. A public information officer that we reached out to said that they could not comment.
And I'm going to stop it right here. So there you go. we have another one. I believe the other week we played two of them. Some good black folks and a brother who's doing the same thing like this man here. Before I go forward, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to the beautiful KD Walker from YouTube and Facebook. She donated. Beautiful, beautiful woman out of Absolutely. Shout out to the beautiful KD Walker. So, right now, Jamal, this issue with, a lot of black folks and the police officers, I think a lot of the issue is that these folks aren't doing the right thing. I don't know if there's a handbook out there where black folks are, taught to do this type of crap. I don't know, but I've seen too many instances like this where black folks get pulled over and instead of them complying, what they're doing is calling somebody on the phone, and it's usually their mama, and then they're sitting there saying, I'm not doing anything while they're not complying, and they end up getting themselves in this situation. From what I've been told from a lot of these degenerates that are out here, they're saying that police gotta change their tactics. This is what they're saying. It's a new day, new age. They have to change their tactics. What do you think about this here, sir?
Jermain, I saw the young brother, and I felt his pain. That black cop should not have to go deal with that ignorant Negro he was dealing with, because one was a black cop. So I feel bad for the black cop. He had to deal with this ignorant.
Oh, Lord.
People are sick and tired of call your supervisor.
Yeah.
You can't arrest me for that. I don't believe you. And get your supervisor. People are sick and tired of that crap. They're sick and tired of it. That's why I said about the George Floyd, I won't take it back. This George Floyd thing is open up a can of marbles we don't want to open. And everybody don't know. We're dealing with the generation that grew up under the George Floyd.
Yep.
They saw the results. They saw how timid the police was. They saw Joe Biden go after the police. Because if you look at this idiot, he's sitting there looking at the camera like this.
Yeah. Well, he getting punched.
Here go my hands, man. Bro, they asked you to get out of the car. I'm sitting here in the car with my hands, bro. And these young black men are being told by other people who want to keep them this ignorant so they can keep doing what they're doing. When I posted that video today, Jermain, and I was talking about it, you have a lot of older professional black men saying, you don't need to stay there and take these brothers' fight. They sitting up here continue to lead the black community down a road that's going to make us more dumber or deported.
Yeah.
And when you sit here and look at it, there is no way. All he had to do was give the law officer his ID license and registration. If he didn't have it, then the officer had to take him out, sit him down, and try to identify him. That's how it goes. And Minneapolis, Minnesota is a cesspool.
Yep, they do that too much. Way too much. Minneapolis, Minnesota, they do that way too much out there. They're worried about degenerates' feelings, people who aren't doing the right thing, Jamal, and that's so evil and wrong. You get what I'm saying? It is. This guy here, what he's doing, and I want folks to understand, he's taking a lot of police resources away. Instead of the police to be out there looking for speeders, patrolling the streets, backing up other officers on dangerous calls, this is what they have to deal with. A Negro who doesn't want to comply.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, this type of situation ends up blowing up to more than what it needs to be. And it's because of, hey, I'm going to go ahead and record, and then I'm going to make what they're doing look so egregious. Oh, my God, stop, get off me. That's the way they do it, Jamal. You know what I'm saying? They trying to elicit criminal behavior out of the police officers, which is so not right at all. And then when the police use force, somehow it's the police fault. Jamal, back in the day, if you weren't complying with the police and you got a black eye, nobody would bat an eye, would they?
No, that was on you. You win, you play stupid prizes. Ding, 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 ding. You gonna win a stupid prize. You play stupid games, you gonna win a stupid prize.
It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple. Back in the day, you didn't comply. You were acting dumb. You got your ass whooped. Nobody would bat an eye because we understood you weren't doing the right thing. Most folks were raised well, right? They came from good families. Nowadays, they come from mama. You know what I'm saying? So if you just come from mama, you're not being taught well a lot of the times. And this is what happens, where you're sitting there, you're recording, and then you call your mama. Remember, we had the other black guy. Instead of him to comply, he called his mom.
It's always people can't comply. That's the key factor.
Oh, and it just blows my mind. And the thing is, I want folks to understand, the thing is, we don't see this behavior out of any other race. How come we don't have white guys and gals doing this and then trying to call their mama? We don't have Asians doing this, right? They don't have Indians doing this. I want black folks to understand, if the cops are so racist, America's so racist, how come these other group of folks aren't being, quote unquote, targeted like that? Why is it just you? Do they have a black fetish? You know, what's wrong? And I can tell you what's wrong. It's the mindset and the way a lot of black folks look and view the world. They have a skewed way of looking at the world. They're so color conscious, and when it comes down to morality, a lot of them, the morality is lower than a horse skirt on Tuesdays at Buffalo Willis. Last words on this here, sir.
You know what, Jermaine? It's coming to a point now to where it's just downright stupid. These young black men that keep getting this bad advice, and it's costing us more and more lives. And for anybody who says America's white supremacy and evil, then why are you fighting to try to help illegals stay here? Wouldn't you be trying to help them leave?
Them Negroes are
okay.
dumb.
Hold up now.
Oh,
nobody is trying to get in another Latin country in North America. They're trying to get to America. They're willing to track a desert. And this man has grown up in the say of everybody in the government. America's evil. He picking on a poor black man. All he had to do was get out of the car, lay on the ground, and they'll write his ticket and citation. Oh, but he also had marijuana in his pocket too. So maybe he knew he wasn't gonna get out.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna get out, Yeah, but it had marijuana in his pocket and everything. Oh my goodness gracious, Jamal. Yeah, that's the world. That's certainly the world. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up, I want to show you guys this video here that is gaining numbers like crazy. Yeah, it is, and it deals with immigration. There's a Mexican woman that went live on TikTok. TikTok. And she says that we're just using America for its money. And we send the money back home. Let me tell you something. That statement is very profound because that's what exactly is going on a lot of times. Liberals don't speak about this. They're mum and quiet on it. And I think that this issue probably needs to be spoken a lot more. And the way that we allow people to come in this country, in my eyes, needs to be tightened up. Let me go ahead and run this. When it comes back, we shall discuss it. Please, oh please, oh please, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? We need your help. We certainly do. You see how crazy the world is? It's very crazy. So help us out through this craziness. Here we go. Mexican woman saying they just use America. Here we go.
These people holding up the Mexican flag, but nobody wants to live in Mexico. If we wouldn't want to live in Mexico, then why do the tios, the señores, the men, and the women too? They be working here for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They just live in one room sharing it with a bunch of dudes. They send all their money back so they can build houses for their families, and they can't wait. They're just counting down the minutes in a year until when they can actually go back. Even las familias that live here, buying houses over there too. Every Mexican that I know own their houses here. They buy a house in Mexico too. They're building it or they're already bought it. So yes, nobody wants to live in the United States. I was born in the United States and I don't want to live in the United States. The next 5 years, I'm moving back to Mexico. Yes, we do want to live in Mexico. The only thing is that we're just making money here so we can actually go back to live in Mexico. Ain't nobody trying to live in this sweatshop of a country with a Gucci belt on. The fuck?
So now that you see it for yourself.
And I'm going to stop it right there. Shout out to my guy, Anton. Brother, my goodness gracious. Ouch. Brother, let me tell you something. What she is saying, I know for a fact to be true. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let it sink in. I know that a lot of Africans who do this, African immigrants, I know a lot of Hispanics who do this. I know a lot of Asians who do this. So this is not something that is new. It's something that has been going on for a very long time, and it has not been spoken about. Brother, what do you think about what she just said?
Well, here's the thing. Donald Trump is talking about taxing money that people send back. He was talking about doing that. Mexico capitulated to a deal because of that, because they know how much of their income comes from the United States of people sending it back. And if I can just look it up, Jermain, they said how much of Mexico GDP is people sending money. People sending money back. Jermain, It is approximately $63 billion a year.
Oh my goodness.
3.5 to 4% of their GDP is sending money back to Mexico. Donald Trump was threatening to hit them with tariffs if they didn't come back to the border. Everybody is getting rich and they're like ticks and sucking us dry.
Absolutely.
This woman, just hearing her let you know, shut the border, and everybody who sends money back have to sign up. And
absolutely. I think merit too needs to come back to immigration by merit. This type of stuff is crazy, and it happens all the time, and I want folks to understand it damages our country. All that money that is being made in our country and then it's being shipped out, it's not being put into our economy. Okay, that hurts us. I want folks to understand that. It certainly does. And for people to have this type of mindset, well, I'm just going to screw your country. I don't care about your country. We're just coming here to use it. We don't want those people here. We don't. We want people who actually want to stay and contribute to our great nation. We don't want people to come over here and use our country because it's easier for them to get a job and then ship it back to their shithole country and then talk stuff about us. That's evil. That's absolutely evil. And those folks should not get in. So I'm in favor of immigration reform in a sense where you have to have a certain amount of money before you can come in. We should stop importing the world's poorest folks. You get what I'm saying, Jamal? Because that's exactly what's going on. You import folks who are poor, and then what do? A lot of the times they're going to sit there and say, you know what, I need to send my money back so I can help so-and-so and so-and-so. And on top of that, too, the work ethic isn't as high. You get what I'm saying? A lot of these poor folks come and then pretty soon they're hopping on our entitlement system, something that liberals will love. So, for us to make our country great with good folks, we want good folks who are doing well in their own country. You get what I'm saying? I want folks to understand, if you're trying to get a visa to some other countries, they look at your employment, they look at what you've been doing, right? You can't just say, yeah, I've been a drunk for 20 years and I was wondering if I can come into your country. They're not going to let you in. They're not. But this country, you can say, yeah, I've been a drunk. I've been beating on my wife. I've been selling drugs. I got people in slavery and everything. Can I come on in? And you know what America is saying? Come on in. Bring your broke ass on. Come on in. Yeah, bring your broke ass on. We got good folks here who work hard, who will give you their money. Let me tell you. Last words on this here, sir.
You know what? I really hope President Trump does the remission tax and force them to straighten up and fly right. I really hope he does that, forces them, because yes, they are getting rich. They come, make their money here, and they send it back, and they live like kings for about 7, 8, 9 months. Now, if everybody who's watching this show, please, did you like? Did you share? If you're here, Jermain, you're so good, Jermain. Jamal, y'all so good. Did you like the show? Did you share it? Did you donate? Did you send a super chat? If you didn't, like, share, tell about us, do the Cash App or do a PayPal.
Help us out.
Do a Venmo. Help us. Don't treat us like a strip club and you just pay to get into the door.
Absolutely. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't treat us like a redheaded stepchild. And I know about them redheaded stepchildren. Trust and believe. I certainly do. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So don't you do that. Help us out. You hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I got my belt on right now. I'll take it. I'll come through the screen. Yeah. Look at my black face. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up, ladies and gentlemen. We gonna talk to you about some folks. And these folks here deserve to be roasted, let me tell you. First one up, we're going to speak to you about Hunter Biden. Oh, yeah. Hunter, the crack addict. The crack addict. You know, he's smoking everything. Hunter Biden smoking everything up. Boy, let me tell you. You know, don't you put nothing around him. He going to be smoking it up. Hunter Biden, ladies and gentlemen, did an interview last week, and let me tell you something, it is causing a storm. He spoke about Trump, he spoke about Elon, he spoke about immigration. Let me tell you something, he was quite colorful with his language and his articulation. Let me tell you. Yeah, quite colorful. You know, there's liberals out there who are saying he was too colorful and, you know, and he was saying too much. And there's a lot of folks like myself who are saying, you know, this is who he is. And he's representing a lot of Democrats because they think just like him. You know, it's a good characterization, let me tell you. And I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to, you know, take back what he is saying, and you guys can make your own decision if, you know, what he's saying is off color or if it's, you know, right down the liberals' alley. Let's go ahead and run it. Make sure you share. Make sure you hit that like button, all right? We need your help. Here we go. Hunter Biden unloads on Trump, Elon, and America. Here we go.
We sit here and we talk about the one guy because there's a clear legal path to being able to get him back. What about all those other people? Am I not supposed to feel for someone? Am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. Fuck you. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your fucking table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your fucking garden? Who do you think is here by the fucking sheer fucking just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance. And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals? White men in America are 45 more times likely to commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well, you got David Axelrod and, you know, Rahm fucking Emanuel. So fucking smart, Rahm Emanuel. And said, we got to understand that these people are really mad. And we got to appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that fucking appealed to those fucking white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old. And he got 81 million votes, and he did not because he appeased their fucking Trumpian sense, but because he challenged it. And he said, you can be an 81-year-old Catholic from fucking Scranton that doesn't understand it, but still has empathy for transgender people and immigrants. Then nobody said, oh, Joe Biden's going to turn us into a socialist state, no matter how much they said it. But these guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what, if I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, I would pick up the phone and call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking crime.
Yeah, you see doing. His language.
The only person that he would ever endorse out of the gate. Because he chose her as his vice president. There's no choice in that. And by the way, I love Kamala Harris. I think that she would have made an incredible president. I know that she was an incredibly loyal vice president. Too. And she did everything that she could to support my dad. Everything. And to support me and my family. Personally. I mean, I truly love her. Like family.
I bet you do.
And I think that she would have made an incredible president, and I think she ran an incredible campaign. You know who did not want Kamala Harris to be president? And did not want her to be the nominee?
Who?
Nancy Pelosi didn't want her to be. None of Nancy Pelosi's people wanted her to be. They wanted an open convention. They wanted a floor fight. They wanted I don't know what the hell they wanted, but they wanted to be the ones to anoint whoever they were going to anoint to become the next president of the United States.
Who do you think that would have been?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have any idea. All I know is that they definitely did not want Kamala Harris. And again, which undermined her, which undermined the campaign. You know, I mean, I look at these people and talk about like, well, where were they? We had 100 days. She literally was handed a $100 million check. She ran her ass off. She had an incredible organization, incredible grassroots organization. David Plouffe took over the campaign. You know, what did they do? Where did they spend their money?
Those camo hats they thought were going to make the kids go crazy, but most of the kids are pretty Palestine pilled.
And are the incredible beneficiaries of that new blood that enters our bloodstream year after year after year. The only thing that makes us different from fucking China or Russia or anywhere else or Europe or anywhere, and the only reason that I believe that we as America are different beyond the fact of the idea of the Constitution, the idea that we represent, is immigration. And I can't even believe sometimes I'm having this discussion with anybody. How do you think that we are reborn every generation? How do you think that we attract the smartest people in the world to the United States of America? Through immigration. I mean, you sit here and, I mean, like, just think about it. You got some motherfucker who's made over, what, $251 billion being a United States citizen that got here and stayed here illegally before he got his citizenship, sitting here lecturing us on who we should allow into the United States of America and giving us a fucking Heil.
Wow. So I'm going to stop it right here. So there you go. That is the off-color Hunter Biden. Now, I want you to understand, he was raised in an affluent community. He was raised by, that ugly guy, Joe Biden, and his wife. Well, his first wife, right? There's so much to say here. Brother, let's start here. What do you think about what he is saying here? He spoke about immigration. He's saying that who do you think cleans the golf courses and, picks up your meal and stuff like that at restaurants? He spoke about, President Trump. He spoke about a lot of issues, What do you think here? Brother, what do you think?
Oh, dang. I ain't hear you, little Jermain. I said, like, wait for you to say, okay,
yeah, well,
everybody knows Hunter Biden is a crackhead. Ain't nobody forgot that. Nobody has forgotten that this man is a crackhead. Everybody know he was going around the world, picking up bags of cash. He's just mad that his cash cow got exposed. Yep. He sat here and he's sitting up here talking about, immigrants are the best thing in America. Yep. Immigrants is the best for the world. No, no, they're not. Hunter Biden was allowed to do what he did because his daddy was protecting him. And now that's why he had to get that partner. They don't know their auto pen. When it comes to Hunter Biden of all people, he should have been arrested and locked up in 2020 when the laptop he's been covered. Nothing they can do can touch him anymore. They can't touch him anymore because of that pardon. But I'm going to tell you something. States can touch him.
Yep.
Now, if there's ever somebody corrupt, that should be locked up for something, Hunter Biden, most definitely. Who cocaine was that at the White House?
Yeah, that little cocaine bag. Yeah.
The man got on TV and said and gave a tutorial of how to smoke crack. The man sat there and said, it's better to smoke crack than drink. Did you get it?
Yeah, I heard him.
He said it in that interview. It is better to smoke crack than drink.
I know. That man, I told folks, he's quite crazy. He was smoking crack, screwing hookers, and got a hooker pregnant. You remember that? And then he ran. He ran for a while. The woman was trying to get child support. He ran. The woman had to have an attorney go and chase this man. And I want folks to understand that's the world. You see how they have rules for rich folks and rules for us? You know what I'm saying? The rules for him, he was able to run and not pay child support. Yeah. And then when instead of his license being taken away, him having some sort of fine, him getting a warrant, a bench warrant on him, none of that happened. None of it did. He was able to, escape free for a while. It got some lawyers involved, and now he's sitting there paying. Nobody says anything to Joe Biden. Hey, how come you're not hanging out with your new granddaughter? How come you're not doing that, right? He's not going to speak about it. So this issue with Hunter Biden, him being a crackhead, him not being able to think straight, him thinking that he can run for office, and I think from what I've been reading, he's looking at running for office here in the future, which is crazy to me. This ain't going away.
Do it.
Ain't going away. His mindset, the way he thinks about the world and what should happen, this is what a lot of these Democrats think in high up. They speak like this. I want folks to understand that. They speak like this with all the vulgarity and things of this nature. They do. They think exactly like him. So he's not off in a sense. He's right on target when it comes to liberal speech and vernacular. Last words here, sir.
See, here's the thing. Hunter Biden is trying to make himself relevant again because that money done dried up.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, when his dad was president and dad was vice president and he was possible president, Hunter Biden went around, picked up bags of cash.
Yep, he was a bag boy.
So, what he's trying to do now is put a Biden back out there, not Joe, but himself, and say, remember the good times. And every time he get on TV, somebody ought to say, wear that glass penis for your mouth you've been sucking on all these years. And I ain't say the word
He's
I did.
Sucking on
but
that glass penis, I can tell you that.
Yes, he is. So people ought to just ask the question. People ought to just say simple and plain that Hunter Biden is speaking for the Democrat Party. He is. They want that type of ignorant yelling and cussing because when it comes to ideas, the Republicans have actually produced. And all they have done, no, and the midterms are coming, and Republicans have a greater chance of keeping the House than losing it.
They certainly do. They certainly do. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to speak to you guys about Obama, the long-legged Mac Daddy. Yeah, he's back in business, and it's not the right business at all. At all. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? Obama was recently on a podcast, and he was speaking about his experience dealing with his professor, and he was also given how can I say some you know what? Let me run it. Obama says that, you know, young boys should have a gay role model. Yeah.
Because he had one.
Yeah, because he had one.
Married to it.
There's no way to get around it. You know, Obama is a gay man, and I just want to point that out there. Obama is a gay man. He fantasized about having sex with a white man. Michelle Obama is a gosh darn guy. Yeah, remember Joan Rivers said this and she died? CIA went and killed her. Oops, I ain't supposed to say that, but yeah, I wasn't supposed to say that. Joan Rivers was the first one on TV. She said it back in the day, and she said it very clear as day. She said it with a straight face. She wasn't playing around, and she said everybody knows it. So I absolutely believed her back then, and now that everything has came out, my goodness gracious, she deserves a medal. Let me go ahead and run this. When it come back, we shall discuss it. Obama says boys should have a gay mentor, just like he did. Here we go.
I had a gay professor in college.
We can tell.
At a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Bow. I want to run this one more time. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I see the likes on Rumble. We need more. My goodness gracious. Help us out, ladies and gentlemen. If you ain't hit that like button, all you got to do is hit the like button. My gosh. You know, I ain't telling you to tap dance or shake a leg. I'm telling you, just hit that like button. It'll help us with the algorithms. Let me go ahead and run it one more time. Make sure you share. Here we go. Obama says boys need a gay mentor. I mean, my goodness gracious. You just can't get around that. Here we go.
I had a gay professor in college. At a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Bow. So I'm gonna stop it right here. You heard Michelle. She said a lot. Yeah. Barack Obama, gay man. He did a lot for gays when he was president. Absolutely. Things that Trump is undoing right now. Brother, what do you think about this? For boys to have empathy, he's saying that they should have a gay mentor. Is that the only way that boys can, gosh darn, get empathy is through a gay?
You know what, Jermain? This man undermined the black male figure. I want y'all all to hear what he said. He is purposefully trying to undermine black male figures. He knows that the black community does not go along with the GBTLQ community. We don't. We overwhelmingly don't support it. So what he's trying to do is use that black folk struggles as a way to help gay folk, like he did in his tendency in his in his term as president. There are people who have said Dr. Umar Johnson was one. Barack Obama made sure the illegals, they got a judge.
Yep.
Everybody got a judge except black people that was going to address the black issue. This right here, it just goes to show the world. It goes to show the world what we are dealing with and who he really was. And he was evil. He's trying to undermine men. He's trying to destroy us. The only person you need to know and go to about your daddy is your daddy. Or his brother. Go to uncle. Oh, daddy said he gonna beat me because I was fighting in school. Who gonna whoop somebody for fighting in school? Grandma, he gonna whoop me. He told the boy was talking about mama, and I hit him. Put your daddy on the phone right now. You better not whoop my grandbaby as much as I stayed at school over you. You gonna sit here and whoop that baby for what you did? You better not touch my baby. Let her tell me you did. Don't think I won't come over here and whoop you. Charles, he's being stupid. That's who you talk to about your daddy, grandma and granddaddy. You talk to your uncles. You talk to your aunts. How dare he talk about cutting a man down to his family?
Yeah. You know, Obama, he's quite a character. I can tell you that. He's quite a character. He did a lot for the gay community. And I think that black folks, in a sense, right now, they're ashamed, Jamal. They're ashamed that they went and followed a man like this. They vouched for a man like this. Black women were looking up to a black guy when it comes to Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama, big, thick, looked like a linebacker. You know, when we said this, you know what they were saying, Jamal? They were saying that what we were saying was evil. We're putting down black women, all sorts of other stuff. And you can just look at Michelle Obama and tell there's something wrong with her. First, she's not a very good looking black woman. I don't care who get mad at me. That woman looked like an ugly burnt dog. And then on top of that, you know, the hair hat she wears, you know, talk about extensions, you know, and besides that, look at her hands. You could just look at her hands, her shoulders. Her shoulders are broader than mine. You get what I'm saying? Big, broad shoulders. My goodness gracious. And there's so many pictures on the net, ladies and gentlemen, of Michelle Obama's package. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that tent down there is pitched for real. You get what I'm saying? She got a pitched tent for real. Her walking around. You know, so we're not going to be playing any games up here about it. There's some not right. And for Obama to sit here and say that boys need to get empathy from a gay mentor, and that's the way to get it, that's outrageous. It is. Sometimes I believe some of these gay folks, they live in a different reality. You know, they're not using common sense. They're in a different reality. For him to say this is crazy. How come he didn't say for boys to feel empathy, they need their father in their life? Because there's plenty of men plenty of boys out here, I should say, who don't have their father at home because of the policies him and his cronies put up. They push the single motherhood. They should be the ones saying, hey, if you want boys to have more empathy and for them to, be in that realm, maybe the father needs to be there. Maybe if the father's there checking on them and checking their speech and their behavior, they'll behave better. He doesn't say anything like this. So that's why I have an issue with these type of Democrats. They're not honest. And on top of that, they're always pushing some sort of dirty, nasty, immoral agenda. Last word, sir.
Barack Obama has really never hid what he wanted to do. People forgot when he came out and supported of gay marriage.
Yep.
It was because Joe Biden pushed him.
Yep.
And made him come. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to. When he was in the Illinois House and he was Illinois Senate, they was saying about banning gay marriage. Barack Obama, to this day, you believe he is bisexual because they did an interview. Tucker Carlson had someone, when it was a Tucker Carlson show on Fox, he was talking to a man who said Barack Obama hired an escort and he was one of the escorts.
Yep,
now,
I remember
how
that.
True it was, how true it is, I don't know, but people have been saying about him, and he liked the he liked that too.
Oh,
bruh, gotta be true.
Don't make me laugh. Can't get around it. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. We got time for about 2 more. Man, we're on the time, brother. Let me tell you, I was a little skeptical if we're gonna make it all the way through, but it looked like it's pushing. It's pushing now. I want to go ahead and show you guys this video here. Fox News deals with Trump speaking about the real witch hunt. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we go.
The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold. Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. When we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook, and I'm very happy I did. But it's time to start after what they did to me. And whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. So people say, a group. It's not a group. It's Obama. His orders are on the paper. The papers are signed. The papers came right out of their office. They sent everything to be highly classified. Well, the highly classified's been released. And what they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level.
Bow. So there you go. Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is putting out the real witch hunt. The real witch hunt is Obama. Now, I have folks hitting me up saying that, Jermain, this is only put out because they're trying to deviate from the Epstein file. But, Obama has already, not Obama, but Trump has already made it clear that he was going to look after stuff like this. So I don't know. I don't think it is a deviation or a way to get folks off the Epstein stuff. Brother, what do you say about this Russia collusion hoax? They're saying Obama did it. Tulsi Gabbard caught him red-handed. What do you say?
We knew this. We did. And they denied it. Now, the people who I blame for some of this is Republicans, because in 2016 and 2017, they really didn't want Donald Trump to win. They did not want Donald Trump to win in 2017. I'm talking about Republicans, establishment Republicans. And they knew this crap was going on, and they sat right there and allowed President Trump to get destroyed. Barack Obama should be held accountable. Now, I don't believe he's going to jail. I don't believe Donald Trump will allow him to go to jail. I believe Donald Trump allow him to go on trial. I believe Donald Trump may allow him to get a mugshot. But Donald Trump is not going to put him on trial because he respects the office of the presidency. Donald Trump will not lock him up, allow him to be locked up, because he respects the office of the presidency. But this all right here shows they knew Donald Trump was coming to the White House to change America from the liberalism that they have brought forward, and they didn't want America changing because the Democrats have gained too much power.
Absolutely. This was a very, very evil thing that he did. And he ruined a lot of folks' lives, too. It's just not just he went after Donald Trump and this, that, and the third. He used some folks, a lot of folks that went and, stood up for Trump around him. Their lives got affected by this. I want people to understand. It certainly did. So it's not like it's, just him just saying it. A lot of stuff went into this collusion hoax. Stories upon stories, lies upon lies. And the media, guess what? They're not going to sit there and apologize. They took it, they ran with it, and they did some evil stuff. Now, I want folks to take a look at this. Tulsi Gabbard was on Fox News, actually at a press conference, and Fox was there. She speaks about referring Obama for criminal prosecution. Take a look.
Do you believe that any of this new information implicates former President Obama in criminal behavior?
We have referred and will continue to refer all of these documents to the Department of Justice and the FBI to investigate the criminal implications of this.
For even former President Obama?
Correct. The evidence that we have found and that we have released directly point to President Obama leading the manufacturing of this intelligence assessment. There are multiple pieces of evidence and intelligence that confirm that fact.
Ed, go ahead.
Director Gabbard,
Tulsi looked like that. She looked like Storm off X-Men.
The president
or Rogue. Yeah, or Rogue. She looking good. I like that little gray there.
Do you believe President Obama is guilty of treason?
I'm leaving the criminal charges to the Department of Justice. I'm not an attorney, but as I've said previously, when you look at the intent behind creating a fake manufactured intelligence
I always
document
say, she fine.
that directly contradicts
she a fine
multiple
female. Look at her.
assessments that were created by the intelligence community, the expressed intent and what followed afterward can only be described as a years-long coup and a treasonous conspiracy against the American people, our republic, and an attempt to undermine President Trump's administration.
The Senate intelligence.
She can afford better makeup. Let me tell ya. Brother, what do you say about this here? So Tulsi Gabbard is referring Obama for criminal prosecution. How far do you think it will go? Do you think that they will, prosecute him and him get some charges? Will he still see jail time, or do you think that, it's just a show right now, and it'll eventually drop off. What do you think about this here? Brother, what do you think about this here?
I'll send a picture. That was on me, Jermain. That was on me.
Don't you worry about it.
That was on me. Tulsi Gabbard has took a weight that was on Trump supporters for over 8 years and took it off us. They used to pick at us and say, gave us Russian hats and said we was Russian. I remember when somebody came to a Trump rally or was it a CPAC event passing out Russian flags saying "Make America Great Again" written in Russian. They did everything they could to undermine the Trump administration, and she did it. Should Barack Obama go to jail? Yes, he
Absolutely.
should, but everybody, he is not. Donald Trump will not allow Barack Obama to see inside a jail cell.
Oh no!
Because he respects the office of the presidency that much.
Yep.
He may allow Obama to be charged.
Yep.
May let him be charged. But
Ain't
he
no
ain't
wrong
gonna allow
with
him
that.
to sit there and be behind bars. He may even allow his picture to be taken and fingerprint. But Donald Trump will not allow Barack Obama to be charged with sedition and treason because that has a certain penalty, and he knows it would tear the Republican Party apart, and his circle. Charge Obama, maybe he gets convicted, but remember, before I go, y'all, where's the trial gonna be held at? Not the military tribunal. It's gonna be held in Washington, D.C. And do you think they really gonna prosecute
Absolutely
Washington in Washington, D.C.?
Absolutely not. They're not going to. And one last video here I want to play that'll go along with this, and we'll wrap this up here. This is Obama responding to the allegations of treason. Take a look.
Tonight, Obama fighting back, the former president calling out President Trump in a way that we have not seen before, slamming what he calls the, quote, bizarre and, quote, ridiculous allegations Trump made against him in the Oval Office just hours ago. So here's some of what Trump said.
The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election. We found this isn't like evidence this is like proof, irrefutable proof that Obama was seditious, that Obama was trying to lead a coup.
All right, trying to lead a coup. Now, usually anyone associated with Obama just ignores all that. They don't respond. But that is not what happened this time. Obama's spokesperson responded in part, and I quote, "Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction." Jamal Simmons is out front now, and the former Republican governor of Minnesota, Tim Pawlenty. All right, I appreciate both of you very much. So, Jamal, look, this is a change to come from...
I ain't seen Tim Pawlenty for a long time. Liberals will bring any rat bag up. So that's what it is. Last words on this here, sir.
The media is going to cover for Barack Obama like they promoted the witch hunt. This is just not Barack Obama by himself. This isn't Clapper by himself. This isn't Brennan. This isn't just Comey. They had a compliant media that was their co-conspirator. This bank robbery, You know who drove the getaway car? The media.
Yep, they did.
They
are
complicit. Just as guilty.
They absolutely are complicit. The media is complicit after the fact. You get what I'm saying? Obama did it, and they drove the getaway car. Obama was shooting. Obama jumped in the car, and the media drove. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when the media got stopped by the police, the media start telling lies. Obama said, "Yeah, tell him this. Yeah, tell him that." And that's exactly what the media did. So the media is just as complicit as Obama in the lie. And I think that some news companies, in my personal opinion, need to be charged as well, because I believe they knew that it was a lie and they pushed it. You get what I'm saying?
Because they hated Trump.
Yeah, because they hated Trump. So there needs to be some people held accountable. They certainly need to be held accountable for what happened. Do I believe that Barack Obama will be held accountable in that sense, where he'll go to jail and, he'll be sitting there eating beans and rice? Absolutely not. I don't think so as well. I think that if anything like that were to happen, it would be very devastating for the Republican Party, because the liberals, let me tell you something, they will definitely hold what we did forever, and they will you think they're treating us bad now. Let me tell you something, you'll see it 10 times worse. And it might even cause riots and a gosh darn civil war. You never know. That's how crazy they are. So in a sense, you have to proceed kind of cautiously, but he needs to be held accountable. He certainly does. And I think being held accountable in a sense would be him being charged, everybody knowing that he was behind it. You get what I'm saying? And then moving on from there. And that's exactly what they do when the higher up, when you get into politics. That's exactly what they do. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody does. Just being honest. If anybody were to go to jail, it'd be Obama's janitor. They'll find something on the janitor and then have the janitor go to jail. Something dumb like that. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. That is our show for tonight. Absolutely. I want to thank everybody and their mamas for coming out, hitting that like button, and sharing. Absolutely want to thank you so much, and donating. Brother, I want to thank you so much as well. We made it to the end of the show, and we got through everything. I didn't think we would, but we did. Any last words for our beautiful crowd here?
To Jermain and everybody, please forgive me when a few times Jermain had caught me because I was fighting it. Oh, trust me, I was fighting it. I was fighting it. I refused to close the eyes because Shane was ready. Look, y'all just don't realize Shane was
ready too.
On the phone with the phone, ready to call. But and y'all just don't know. Sometimes Shane do check and make sure that I stay woke like I do when I got tired. So please forgive me, everybody, for those few times Jermain had to say brother, because I'm sitting up there like looking and I'm getting out there. But Jermain, tonight's show focused on a lot of things. Tonight's show focused on how Barack Obama has manipulated and tried to destroy not just the families in America. He tried to destroy the men in America. He tried to destroy President Trump's presidency. We find out that men need to start speaking up about ourselves. A woman got away with charging 3 different men being a child's father and not one DNA test was taken. And now they're mad because she finally got caught. The people who allow her to do it, the state, should be sued.
Yeah.
But had an awesome show tonight, Jermain. Thank you for everything, because we really made it through the show.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody and their mama's mama for coming out. We made it through the show. We got Jamal to, be up, and I know he works very hard. He's a very hard-working black man, and we appreciate all the time he can spare to us. So I want to thank you so much, Jamal, for hanging out with us. I want to thank you guys as well at home. I know you guys can be doing anything in the world, right? Yeah, you could be in the room with your husband or wife. You could be whooping your kids. You get what I'm saying? You could be out tap dancing, but you're here tonight hanging with us, listening to the good word, and having a good dialogue that can change America. So I thank you so much, and I love you. You guys take care. Have a very beautiful night, and we'll catch you guys here next time with another edition of Conservative Nation Double Barrel J Wednesdays. You guys take care. Love you, and good night. Bye-bye.
King Medic, turn me up.